Hey everyone, welcome back to Everything Tech, and today we're going to be reviewing the 1x1 video doorbell. Before we get to the unboxing and review of the product, I'd like to give a big shout out to 1x1 for sending me this product and allowing me to experience such a really cool device that involves both a video camera and an intercom. Now, I never really thought I'd be actually reviewing a product like this so early. I knew it was coming, and I knew sometime in the future a product like this was going to become available, but I never thought I'd be reviewing it on my channel. So again, if you are from 1x1 watching this, thank you very much for sending me this product. I'm going to have a lot of fun with it, especially since you have to actually wire things up manually by plugging in everything. I just really like that kind of stuff. I geek out over that stuff. So again, if you're from 1x1, thank you very much for sending me this product for review. If not, I'll leave a link down in the description to the 1x1 website, as well as the Amazon web store, where you can actually purchase this and many other products from 1x1. With that being said, let's get to the unboxing already. I want to get my hands on it. We're just gonna go ahead and cut it from here. Careful not to cut ourselves or break into the box too much. So, cut it from both edges, and now what we're gonna do is go cutting right here. So I'll try not to cut myself while not trying to cut the inside of the box. Oh, it's pretty nicely packaged. I guess there is another package inside of here, so slide this right out, throw that to the side, and there we go. Touch button video door phone. So it is a product by 1x1. You can look at the SKU and look it up on Amazon if you want. And it does have a mounted flash right there, those two lines you see there. And getting closer here is IP44 waterproof. And 16 kinds of music or chimes, I believe. It does do video, and it's full color video. And 4 or 5 wires, I'm not sure what that means. We'll have to look inside and maybe we will understand. And it does unlock. You can unlock your door from the monitor. And it's got a 7-inch TFT LCD screen with night vision. And there is the video intercom, touch button. On one side of the box, we can see our features here. If you want to go ahead and pause that so you guys can read that, go ahead and do that now. Again, on the bottom, if the FCC regulation, symbols and all that stuff. Again, on the other side of the box, it's the same as the front. Here are our specifications. It is an outdoor camera. It means you can put it outdoors and nothing will happen. And it does take a power supply. If you want to read any more of this information, you can go ahead and pause this now, scan the barcode or the QR code. You can do that now. Alright, moving on. The bottom of the box, again, more FCC IDs and all that stuff. And the bottom of the box, it just says touch button video door phone. And that's it for the box. Let's take a look at what's inside. So let me see if there's any pieces of tape, and I don't think there are. It's just open it like a laptop box. So here it is, and right away we find ourselves with, I believe, our monitor. Set that aside, and a manual. This is the 1x1 instruction manual for the color video door phone kit. Put that aside, and go ahead and lift this right here. And we do get some wires. One wire there. And more wires there. I'm going to go ahead and put these inside the box just so they don't get lost, because I'm sure they will get lost in the process of making this video. So in order to prevent that, I'm going to keep that there. And here we have our mount. This is the mount that you put your doorbell at. Set that aside. Here is our doorbell. We're going to take a look at all this stuff right now and then just go through this. And here are some screws. These are just regular screws, in case you were wondering. Just your average screws here. And then in the box, warranty information. And in this box here, I believe we have our power cord. Yes, we do. And this goes to your wall. This part here goes to your wall. And this presumably goes into the device. So let's take a look at the device. So here is our video doorbell. This goes outside. Try not to spill anything, and it's ripping. And here we have it. Somehow this is coming off for some reason. So I'm gonna have to mount this on somehow with the screws provided. And I'm gonna have to fix this. But as you can see, here is our camera, and those are our, I'm not sure if they're LEDs or infrared lights. And to activate this, you just press this button here, and the camera activates and you can see through the monitor. So let's open up the monitor. Here is our monitor. I'm going to go ahead and pop this open. It's just some wrapping here. And here is our monitor, 7-inch screen, full color, and there I am right there. And you answer your calls. I believe these are touch, so they're not physical buttons, and they're touch, and whatever the camera sees you can see through here. Turning it around, we have all our inputs there. I'll be reading the instructions, and I'll try to set it up for you guys here without having to mount it outside, just so we see the image quality. Alright, so here's our monitor, and here is our camera module. So what I'll be calling it, I'm not sure exactly what the model name is. Let's take a look at the box. It says outdoor camera, that's all it says, so that's what I'll be calling it. Anyway, here we have the outdoor camera and the monitor. The monitor has a 7-inch display, but we're going to get to that in just a second, so I'll be setting that aside. And let's get in closer to the outdoor camera. So this button here is called the call button, the button you press in order to activate the monitor indoors, letting the person know inside that you're knocking. And here is our speakerphone. Here is where you could speak through and the person inside can hear you. There is our camera. I'm not sure the resolution exactly, but we will be taking a look at this. Probably a stretched version of a 1280 by 768, something like that. I'm not sure. And it does have 6 LEDs, 3 on each side, 3 here and 3 there. They are white LEDs. Now I understood that this is IR, infrared, but again, they probably mistyped it or something, but these are 6 LEDs and they're both white. So keep that in mind when putting this directly in front of your people, whatever, your door, so your guests don't get blinded by the white lights, because they are bright. I did already wire this up to make sure everything works. I will be showing you how to wire it, so look, nothing's wired. Now again, now that we're back here, let's take a look at the back. Alright, so this is the back of the camera model. It says right here, outdoor camera, SKU number, all that stuff. You can pause that here if you want to read that. What I am interested in geeking about is this here. This is where you plug in your wires, and this is how you plug them in, or what goes where. So A, G, B, and V. This goes to your monitor. The lock here, it says there lock. In case you do happen to buy the lock, you can actually unlock your door if you have that feature from the monitor, which is pretty cool. I don't have that feature because I'm not that advanced in technology yet. And then the last one is your 12-volt power. Here and here are your audio controls for the speakerphone and your microphone, so the person inside can hear you. You can adjust that. Of course, I do have a little screwdriver. I don't remember what these are called, but this one fits in there nicely and you're able to adjust it just fine. So let's take a look at the monitor and set this aside for now. So here's our monitor. I did have to break out the wide angle lens in order for this to fit in just fine. So taking a look at it from the front, hey guys, taking a look at it from the front, here is the 1byone logo. 7-inch display. It isn't a high-res display, but just as long as you can see what is on the outside, I think you should be just fine. So here on the side we get our call button. You can, I think, use this as a baby cam as well. That's why it has a little baby there. And there is the picture, but this is the lock button. This is the button you use that you can unlock your door from. And talkback function, I think that's what you use to activate the callback function. So we're going to take a look at all this stuff in just a second. The bottom, nothing. There's really nothing on all the sides except when you get to the side where all the buttons are. Around here you have 3 different scroll wheels. The first one adjusts the volume, the second one adjusts the saturation, the third one adjusts the brightness. I think it's the second one that does the brightness, I'm not sure. One of these adjusts the saturation in the camera, which I think leaving it in black and white makes it look nicer because it is a grainy camera. So with that being said, let's get to the wiring process. Alright, so here we are. I'm using the box as a support, but all we're going to be dealing with today are these 2 right here. Don't worry, it's a Phillips head to the pins, won't do anything because there's no power. First we're going to connect the power, so I'm going to get the power cable. And it's pretty strange, and the thing I want to tell you guys beforehand is to never lose the power cable. Here's a power brick, trying to squeeze that in there. Never lose this, because I would call this proprietary, as in if you lose it you will never find one again, because look at that tip there. Unless you know how to make a tip just like that one, then go ahead and lose it, but I'm not going to lose it because I don't have anything that matches this same tip. So I'm just going to plug it into the power, and like so. Trying to do it so you people can see. There we go. Clip that in. The power is set. I would do this last, the power. I'm doing it now because it's the easiest thing to do. And now we get our 16 feet of white cable. One side looks nice and neat just like that. And what we want to do is plug it in. It does got pins on top. The clips that go right into there. I'm trying to do this without getting in the way. But like so. Push that in real good. I'm not going to be using this one, so it's okay if it overlaps. And that's it for wiring the monitor. Let's go to the camera now. Alright, now that we have the monitor wired up, what we want to do now is wire up our camera, because without the camera, this whole thing is useless. And I'm going to be using a Phillips head, not a Phillips head screwdriver, the tiny screws, I keep forgetting what they're called. So we're going to push down and drop the wire in the little hole. So I'm pressing down, and then the wire goes in. Try to push it in as much as you can so none of the contacts are exposed. Now the next color is black. Typically in wiring, black is the ground. I don't know why they chose to make it part of something other than ground, so I just want to pop that in there. Trying to make sure it's in there real good. I did have some trouble with this one, so I'll just move along. The next color is blue. Insert your baseball team. No. And there's blue. The next color is green, which is a lighter green. It's not as dark as the first one we did. It looks like it's all funky, but it's really in there. And I'll be pulling these back so you guys can see better. Now we're going to skip these two because these two are for the lock. We don't have the lock, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the 12 volt. This is your power. Without this, your camera does not receive any power. So let me just turn that around just like that so you see better. Drop that in there, and there we have it. I did have some trouble wiring this up, and I did plug it in to make sure it worked, but nothing worked. So what I did was swap this cable here. Let me get I swapped this cable, which is red. It's not actually light green, it's red. Swapped this one with this one. So this one was right here and this one was right here. So all I did was swap them and it worked just fine. So again, I want to make a correction. That's the proper wiring guide. That's how you're supposed to wire it, and it should work. So let's get to looking at what it looks like. Not really the best method of presenting products, but you get the idea. Here is our power lead going directly to the wall. Here is our monitor. We'll be looking at whatever the monitor sees with the camera. So here's our camera too. I'll be showing you what the blue lights look like and how bright the LEDs are, and what the little knobs on the side do. So I'm gonna go plug it in. All right, now it's plugged in, and I'm gonna turn off the light so you guys can see how blue the light is. And there's the ambient light around here. Yes, it is pretty dark, but here you can see the blue light. This means that the monitor is receiving power, as well as, oh, the monitor is receiving power because you can see the blue light there, but also the camera is receiving power. Let's see what happens if we press the button. As you can see, the lights are really, really bright. I'm going to go ahead and answer the call. Now the call is answered, and as you can see, this is how bright the LEDs are. That's how bright the LEDs are. They're really, really, really bright, so keep that in mind. And let's take a look at the monitor. So hopefully now you can see me through the actual monitor. And as you can see, it's not the best quality out there. And I don't think it's supposed to be, since the whole purpose is for you to see what's outside instead of actually recording. I believe there is a model out there that takes in SD cards and allows you to take still pictures and record a video, but that's not the one I had. Now the first wheel, the one right here, the first one right here adjusts the volume, and that's the volume for the actual monitor. Then the second one here, let me just show you. Second one there, that looks like a sun. I have to press that there in order to activate the camera, and it just moved a little bit, so let me adjust the camera. Anyway, the second one actually adjusts the brightness of the camera. It looks like the sun because it adjusts the brightness, or typically the contrast. It makes it look a little more contrasty. but again, putting it up all the way gives you more brightness. The one on top of that adjusts the saturation, or how saturated you want the image. Yeah, typically right around there is the sweet spot for me. Let me adjust the camera here so you see better. I don't want to be... I guess that'll have to do for now, so tilt. So that one, that's the annoying part. It only lasts a couple of seconds. So I actually put the camera outside just to see how it does outside instead of in here in my house. I do live in an apartment, so that's going to limit me to if I can actually put it outside or not. But just to give you guys an idea of what it looks like, I'm going to go ahead and hit the monitor button. And I should be able to see a live feed from the outside. There we go. And there's the camera. That's what it looks like outside. And hopefully you can see it doesn't really do that well in lighting, because there's really, you can't see there. And there is plenty of light there for you to see, but it's it's not overexposed here, but it's perfectly exposed here. But on this side, it's really not. And there's nothing you can do about it, including adjusting the brightness and the darkness. You can't really see much. And let's make it black and white. You can't really see it. Makes a good picture though. And again, you get that spotting, yellow spots with the saturation up all the way, and they're gone once you bring it down. And that's what it looks like from the outside. I did put it up on a stand, and there you go, it went dark on me. So that's the unboxing and review of the 1x1 video doorbell. And I want to thank 1x1 for sending me this, and I want to thank them for giving me the experience of reviewing such a space age sci-fi type product. I never really thought I'd have one of these. And again, I want to thank them for sending this in. And link down in the description if you want to purchase this for yourself. Again, I'm not an electrician, so I could have done something wrong. Please do read the instruction manual provided in order to set this up properly. Thank you guys for watching. Please do consider subscribing, and see you in the next one.